Hey everyone, wanted to pop on now that I've had a chance to use my new ZGrill a couple times now. We've done a few cooks on it now, and this is the 700 series, the Wi-Fi Connect model, my first ZGrill, and so far I've been pretty happy with it. We're gonna cut to some shots of the chicken breast that we cooked up tonight, and then right now I'm doing a little probe testing, so making sure those temperature probes are reading accurately based on what the grill is telling us as well. So we'll cut to the chicken that I cooked so you can get a viewpoint of what the cooking space looks like as well as how well it cooked. And then I'll come back and wrap up this video with some of my initial impressions on this grill after just the first few uses. All right, doing one of my first grills on the ZGrill with Wi-Fi. Testing out the probes as well. Kind of hard to see, but I have one of the ZGrill probes that's right here, and then an aftermarket knockoff one here. And then also gauging the temperature is the temp spikes from ThermoPro. So got it all set up. Got my foil down for easy cleaning, set for 350, and we will come back and check on it in a little bit and see how well temperature is maintaining. All right, when doing a little probe testing for the ZGrill, so far the probes are pretty dead on at early temperatures. We got 87, 87, and 89. So a little bit hotter towards the left, but it's definitely a good sign how close it is to the actual temperature of the grill. So I'm pretty happy with the start of that. We'll see what happens when it gets up to that 275 range. All right, so as you can see, the chicken cooked really well. Really happy with how it cooked and performed. We're still a few in, so there'll be a lot more reviews coming about this, but so far, the initial usability, the cooking surface, I like the space within the cooking chamber. I think it cooked the chicken breasts amazingly, turned out perfect. We cooked those around 400 in here. Started at 350, bumped it up a little bit because we were getting into a little bit of a time crunch, but cooked really well, cooked really evenly. Right now, I'm doing some temperature probe checks just to make sure that what's reading on the screen over here is at least close to what's happening on the inside. So the temperature probe is right about here, inside the chamber there, and it's a long probe. So the temperature readout there is a little bit different than what's happening in the center, but not off by much. We're talking 7-10 degrees, and for that distance I would expect some fluctuation. So overall pretty happy with that. One area that had me a little concerned when turning it back on to do this temperature check, I set it to 275 and it blew past that to 350, and it got really hot and stayed hot for about 20 minutes. It has since brought itself all the way back down. So in the ZGrill manual and startup, it tells you to start on the smoke setting, and I believe that is part of the temperature regulation process. If you start at a really low temperature, it won't get out of control right away, and it'll allow you to make those adjustments. So I'm gonna be doing some testing on that, and I'll post a video about it if I find out more. But it had me concerned at first, but it has already dropped from 350 down to 298 and still dropping down. Yep, 295. So it is self-regulating itself. It's coming back down to that lower temperature. I was concerned at first, but it is regulating. But if you're a ZGrill owner, my piece of advice would be start with that really low temperature, that smoke setting when you start it. And if you don't, just expect there to be a little bit of time for it to come back down to the desired temperature if you're cooking under 350. Those chicken breasts, 350 and up, it regulated perfectly. Didn't fluctuate hardly at all. Loved it, cooked evenly. The Wi-Fi app was nice. I wish it was a little bit more responsive, but overall pretty good. I was in the basement and I was able to check in on things. So first few cooks on it, doing some chicken breasts, some burgers, things like that. I've been very impressed. Great value. This is the 700 series with Wi-Fi. So I would recommend this, but I'll be doing some more reviews on the probe tests, how well it regulates temperature, and I'm going to be experimenting with that startup temperature that I mentioned seeing if that matters when starting the grill up. My old Monument, it didn't matter so much. My old Pit Boss didn't matter so much. But this one might have just a little bit different setup and need to start with that lower temperature and build up. And if that's the case, that's not a problem. But so far, the first few cooks, things have tasted amazing, cooked evenly, and I've been really happy with this purchase. So a lot more to come. I'll be testing out some low and slow things, doing some higher heat things. We'll do some pizzas and ribs and briskets and things like that on here, comparing that to the quality of my vertical smoker and seeing how much of a difference there is. So a lot more to come, but my first few cooks on this new ZGrill 700 series, I'm pretty happy with it.